Let's talk about Scissor Kick to begin with. He's a very flashy looking horse, and he was always one of those horses in the mounting yard that really caught your eye physically.
Yeah, he takes everyone's attention in the mounting yard. He's a really impressive individual, and I think we got the turned out award virtually every time he went around, but he made it pretty easy because he's just such a flashy, good looking horse, and he's very well conformed, got plenty of size to him, and he comes from a very deep pedigree, so you know, he's a great prospect for the future.
160, 80 there, 180,000, 200,000, at 200,000 running colt like that, at 200,000, now at 200,000.
Scissor Kick was offered by Broadwater Thoroughbreds at the 2013 Inglis Australian Easter Yearling Sale, and both his physique and stallion producing pedigree caught the eye of Paul, who purchased him for $200,000.
I remember originally when we purchased him at the Easter sale, I bought him and came over to the old man, and he said, "Oh, you really like this horse?" I said, "I loved him. I thought he was a great sort." He said, "This is the best pedigree in the book." He said, "If this turns out to be a stallion prospect, I'd travel halfway around the world to get this horse. This is the one we want." And he said, "Whatever happens, don't sell any of this horse. If this horse turns out to be a champion," he said, "this will be the one." So here we are after having a pretty successful racing career, and we managed to still retain 80% of the horse. The original vendor, Jonathan Munns, bought back into him 20%, so we've got a good syndicate to push forward with at this stage.
Scissor Kick broke his maiden as a July 2-year-old at Canterbury, winning with plenty in hand.
He got driven forward in his first race and settled right on the speed, actually led them up, and turning for home, put 2 or 3 lengths into them and kind of never looked back. It was a very dominant performance. We went straight from there into stakes level, and he won his next 3 in a row, leading into the Golden Rose, so you know, he was pretty exciting at that stage.
Inkling broke away from Nayeli. Scissor Kick, Sarajevo threading through late. Echo Prince the inside. The leader is Inkling from Scissor Kick. Inkling and Scissor Kick. Scissor Kick, Inkling and Better Land late. Scissor Kick's the one. Scissor Kick wins from Better Land.
Were you surprised by him at all? Because I think you did say in a couple of interviews that at the time you thought 1200 was a bit short for him, but he just kept showing that turn of foot in the finish, that he just kept winning those races.
Yeah, he was always a horse that gave us the impression that he'd be a lot better over further. And we never really got the opportunity to get him up in distance like we wanted to, just the way the races are set out and targeting particular races. Obviously he was very strong over 1400, but we really wanted to get him over further in time. Never really had that opportunity, but he had a great turn of foot for a short course horse as well. But just given his makeup and his structure and the style that he raced, we always felt that over a bit further he might be more dominant.
Take us through the up-and-coming stakes, and this will also, I guess, mention Panzer division, because it must have been a huge thrill to see these two fighting out a finish, and basically it was a dead heat, really. Yeah, it was. It was an amazing race, and I had an argument with my father about whether we should scratch them or leave them in. And anyway, my good judgment prevailed, and they ended up coming first and second on very heavy ground.
Liberation at the 200 metres leads. Oh, it's got the wobbles up again. Better Land is chasing. Panzer Division the inside. Liberation running towards the outside. Better Land's been balked. Panzer Division, Scissor Kick coming through. It's a 3-way go.
Both horses ran extremely well, but Scissor Kick ended up on top. It was virtually a dead heat. I don't know how many pixels separated them, but it couldn't have been many.
Scissor Kick's tenacity in a finish was to the fore after the colt endured a torrid run in transit in the Golden Rose.
I'm still having nightmares about the race, just thinking about it. He drew an awkward barrier, and we knew we were going to be wide throughout, but we didn't envisage we'd be as wide as we were. We were 5 and 6 deep without cover throughout the whole race. Ty paced the race pretty well, I think, but was forced to make a run from a long way out with no cover throughout, and to be beaten a short half head was an extraordinary result. I mean, I watched the race and I just thought all the way down the straight, oh, we're certainly beaten, and then kind of coming to the 50, we're still in it. I couldn't believe how far he went, given the conditions and the state of the run.
Hallowed Crown is coming at Scissor Kick. Hallowed Crown and Scissor Kick. Hallowed Crown got his head in front. Hallowed Crown.
Scissor Kick claimed another victory early in 2015 in the Eskimo Prince Stakes, defeating future Group 1 winner Delectation.
Scissor Kick the outside. Scissor Kick going to Delectation. Scissor Kick takes the lead, and Scissor Kick wins it by a long neck from Delectation.
And if the measure of a horse is the company he keeps, then Scissor Kick's 4th in the all-age stakes, behind Australian Horse of the Year Dissident, Wandjina and sprinting sensation Chautauqua, gave true insight into the colt's quality.
He was a little bit unlucky in that race. We couldn't get out when we wanted to. I think if we'd taken up the lead in that race, it might have been a different story. We've beaten a very small margin. So there's another one that kind of got away from us a little bit. I think Jimmy Cassidy rode the winner and it was a great ride and took control of the race. But we were a little bit unlucky, went back to the slow part of the track. We were only beaten about a length, so it was a very good performance.